let's look at this exercise. White to move, and can white get a draw? You can pause the video if you want to think before I analyze the moves. And so let's look at the situation here. So we have a king at g7. We have a passed pawn, h pawn, and there's a king kind of in between. So, for example, if I play h4, the black king can just catch up with our pawn and take our pawn without like any, without any trouble. On the other side, so black has three connected pawns, and we have two pawns. So in this case, I would think about if black want to create a passed pawn without any help from black king, is that possible? So the thing is, yes. So for example, if black plays c4, and if we don't take the pawn will take mine, and then a4, b4, a3. Yeah, there is a passed pawn. Or maybe black doesn't even need to move b4, like pawn to b3, a4, a3. And if I take the pawn, the b pawn will be a passed pawn for sure. So if I take the pawn, the b5 pawn will take my pawn, and there are two separate pawns, one at a5, another at c4, and it's a very classic pattern. Once black pawn pushes the pawn to sacrifice the pawn at c3, since the black pawn is higher up than my c3 pawn, so it's very likely black can have a queen like way before than my c pawn. So with that being said, black can create a passed pawn with its like three pawns alone. So how can we get a draw? It seems impossible here. So we need to use a tactic to like. So I said a lot of times that a king can perform two jobs in this pawn endings. First is helping its own pawn to promote. Another is defending, right? So sometimes we can make a move and serving two purposes at the same time. And this one is a great example. Okay, so let me challenge the very smart bot, which has 3,000 or 3,000 rating, is super high. So let's see if my solution works. So in this case, I have to push the h pawn. That's my only hope. And let's see. So the black king reaches the g4, and here is a very critical moment, and we need to calculate very carefully in our mindset. So if I push a pawn, the will be captured without any doubt. If I move the king to f6, look, so the black king doesn't really need to do anything because the king can take care of the pawn very casually. So in this case, black can push the c pawn. Okay, so if I take the pawn, b pawn take my pawn, and if I get my king closer, c4 to c3. If I take the pawn and the pawn to a4, look, the c3 pawn is actually a blocker for my king to stop the a pawn getting a queen. So I can show you. I can show you with the moves. So I think the bot will do exactly what I said. c3, right? I have to take the pawn, otherwise I cannot stop that. a4, that's a problem. If I don't have a c3 pawn, that's fine. I can move king to d4, and my king is within the square, so my king is able to catch up with the a4 pawn. But since there's c3, that's a problem. So I cannot stop the pawn being like reaching a1. So what can I do? So the only best move is king g6, and this move have two purposes. One is it like control h5. So if black keep pushing the pawn, I can play h5. Then I can have a pass pawn, or I can take this pawn first and then play h5. c3, I take the pawn, a4, h6, a3, h7, c2, and I have a queen. Black also have a queen. Even though I have a c3 pawn, I cannot win this queen. It's still, we can get a draw at least. So yeah, so black has to take my pawn, and this is what the bot just did. So in this case, so we get extra move. Remember, when we play king to g7 to f6, black just pushed the pawn. But in this case, our king has already reached g6, so we can move the king to c4. So what's changed? So if I push the king to e4. So can I still catch up with the pawn? Probably not. If I take the yes, I'm still able to catch up with the pawn because a4, my king reaches to d3. I'm right at this square, and I don't need to worry about being blocked by my c3 pawn. As I said, if a4, king d3, the two, yes, I can get the pawn. So in this case, I can catch the a pawn. So I don't have a chance to win. And if I put c4, the pawn to a4, yeah, I have to take the pawn. So that's a draw. And that's it.